All right, let's get right into it. So, on October 8th, the Houston Rockets played a preseason game against the Utah Jazz. Now look, we all know preseason games in mid-October, usually they're pretty forgettable, right? But this was different. This wasn't just a win, it was basically a massive announcement that a whole new era of Rockets basketball is here.
And this quote right here, it just nails it. The team didn't just look revamped with some new players, it honestly felt completely reborn. So what was the secret sauce? What was the formula behind this, overnight transformation?
Well, the answer really boils down to this incredible, instant chemistry between three key guys, each playing a perfect role. You've got the catalyst, Kevin Durant, the maestro, Alperen Şengün, and the beneficiary, Amen Thompson. And together, they just put on an absolute offensive clinic.
Let's start with the man of the hour, the catalyst himself, Kevin Durant. I mean, the hype for his debut was just off the charts, and somehow he completely delivered with a performance that was a masterclass in how a single superstar can elevate an entire team.
I mean, just look at the sheer efficiency here. In only 23 minutes on the court, Durant drops 20 points on a ridiculous 70% shooting. It was just surgical. After missing his first couple of shots, he just systematically dismantled the defense. This wasn't just scoring, it was a huge statement of intent.
But his real value, and this is key, it goes way beyond his own box score. It's something we can call the Durant Effect. He's basically an offensive force multiplier. Just his presence on the court acts like this gravitational pull, completely warping the shape of the defense and creating this cascade of opportunities for everybody else.
So how'd he do it? Well, it was classic KD. He had his signature, unstoppable mid-range jumpers, he was attacking the basket, drawing fouls, and that efficiency was just demoralizing, which meant the defense had to react. Every single time he touched the ball, you had multiple defenders leaning his way, which created this huge problem for the Jazz.
And this right here, this is the ultimate defensive dilemma. It's a nightmare scenario. If you commit all your resources to stopping Durant, you leave yourself completely exposed to the team's main playmaker. And on this particular night, that playmaker was about to have an absolutely historic performance. And that brings us to our second guy, the maestro, Alperen Şengün. With all eyes on Durant, you could argue Şengün delivered the most masterful performance of the night. He proved that a superstar's arrival wasn't going to shrink his role. No, it was going to amplify it.
This stat line tells the whole story. 13 points? Yeah, that's solid. But the numbers that just leap off the page are the game-high 13 assists and 4 steals. From the center position, he was the central computer for the entire offense.
And this performance, it was the ultimate showcase of what people are calling the Point Şengün phenomenon. He's the offensive hub, the conductor of the orchestra, just making these high-level reads and consistently finding the easiest path for the offense to score. So how did he do it? Well, with the defense totally scrambling to cover Durant, these huge passing lanes just opened up for Şengün. He ran a beautiful two-man game with KD, he was rewarding guys cutting to the basket, and his 4 steals, they were the spark that ignited Houston's absolutely devastating fast-break attack.
And all that chaos, all that space created by Durant and Şengün brings us to our third archetype, the one who cashed in the most, the beneficiary, Amen Thompson. He took all that space and turned it into an explosive, dominant performance.
His stat line was just staggering, a near triple-double in only 25 minutes, with 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. He played with this relentless aggression, attacking the rim with a confidence that really makes you think he's already taken a huge leap in his game.
So what was the secret to his success? It was simple geometry, really. In the past, defenses could kind of sag off him and clog the paint, but you just can't do that anymore. With the defense stretched thin and totally compromised, the lane became his personal runway for dunks and layups.
And the result of all that space? An absolutely hyper-efficient 60% shooting from the field. He wasn't just taking random shots, he was getting high-quality looks right at the rim, and that was a direct result of the system created around him.
So, when you combine these 3 archetypes, the catalyst, the maestro, and the beneficiary, what do you get? You get a cohesive, dominant team performance. The verdict from this first glimpse was a clear display of their potential for greatness.
In fact, you can boil the entire strategy down to one single number, 70. That's how many points the Rockets scored in the paint. It was just an overwhelming display of interior dominance.
The final count was 70-46 in the paint.
I mean, look at that difference. The Rockets relentlessly attacked the rim, collapsing the defense and creating easy buckets all night long. This wasn't an accident. This was the game plan executed to absolute perfection.
And you know, it wasn't just a three-man show. The whole team got in the action. Jabari Smith Jr. looked super confident with 18 points. All 5 starters scored in double figures, which just shows you the kind of depth this roster has now.
Okay, so this all sounds incredible, but we have to ask the important question, right? Does one preseason win in the middle of October actually mean anything? It's really crucial we add some context here.
And that context is that the Jazz were playing without their 2 best players, their all-star Lauri Markkanen and their defensive anchor Walker Kessler. Their absence, especially Kessler's rim protection, absolutely changed the game. So we do have to view this dominant performance through that lens.
But even with those necessary caveats, the feeling was just undeniable. As one report put it, the future arrived ahead of schedule. It wasn't really about the final score. It was about the process. It was about the immediate, powerful chemistry that was on full display from the jump.
So, this leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? Was this just an exciting preview against the shorthanded team? Or was this the true start of something special? The opening night for the NBA's next potential dynasty? Only time is going to tell, but for one night, that glimpse was pretty spectacular.